Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the MMA game. It's your boy, the notorious Cameron Roget, and today we're going to be talking about the UFC 298 recap and UFC Fight Night. Brandon Moreno against Brandon Royval? Royval. I don't know why I was going to say somebody else, but besides that, let me introduce you guys to my amigo, my compadre, mi carnal. Yes, I'm saying it in Spanish because we are headed to Mexico this weekend. My boy, my dude, Ryan Cariss. Yo, Cariss, what's the word?
Hey, Cameron Roget, ¿qué onda, güey? Y buenos días, mi compa, mi amigo, mi hermano, mi primo.
Oh, busting it out.
Yeah, tenemos la suerte de estar aquí y hablar de peleos UFC 298 y UFC Fight Night.
Damn,
Yeah.
my boy busted it all in Spanish. Andale.
We live in San Diego, California.
100%.
You better know a little bit of Spanish if you live down here.
100%.
Yeah.
Very true.
How do you like them apples, brother?
That was good.
That's a good start.
I love that little intro.
Good
that
little
was
start.
good.
Yes.
Now, there's a few things we do have to discuss. And I think first and foremost, we got to start with the announcement of UFC 300 main event, Jamal Hill against Alex Poateng Pereira for the strap.
The Brazilian Terminator.
What are your thoughts? Does that excite you even more now for 300?
Oh, big time. Big time, because we had a talk the other week that I'm going to admit I was a little wrong in this fact, but I was so excited and so elated that this fight was going to be able to happen that's why I was a little bit more elated because I said that Conor McGregor wasn't going to be as big of a draw as this fight, but that's not true because Conor McGregor is the biggest draw in the UFC history, so I was wrong on that part. So please, let me just get rid of that. But the reason why I was so elated about it was because this is the fight that you and I have been waiting on. This is the fight that you and I have been talking about, that this is going to be the banger of the year. This is the fight that everybody wants to see, the entire MMA community, and this is going to decide who is the 205 light heavyweight champion, the legit champion, because Jamal Hill never lost his belt. He never lost it.
Never lost it. And I mean, we said it from the beginning when we saw him in the Apex. He started to slim down a little bit. We thought something was going on there. So to be able now to see him compete for the belt, I think it's going to be huge.
Oh, it's going to be.
I think this fight's going to be
massive,
remarkable. Yes. I'm not going to give you guys my picks yet. I'm going to wait.
Shut up. You're already going to the Brazilian Terminator. You better not. You better not go with Jamal. Actually, you can, but
Jamal's a homie, bro. Jamal's a homie.
That's true. That's true.
Poateng's a homie too. It's going to be tough. Yeah. We're going to have to pick a side.
But when you've talked to the one homie who's been cool and been like straight up every time that we've seen him, nice guy.
Yeah,
nice
100%.
Guy.
So excited for that. I think now everybody can just let 300 be.
Yes,
because we actually get 6 fights on the main card for that.
And he said 5. He has another.
So 6.
He has another announcement for UFC 300 that's going to be a big one. And it's supposed to be this week. I don't know what it is, but it's supposed to be another one. So we'll see.
Interesting. Maybe it's another title. Yeah, I mean 3 title fights on because right now they have 2, so 3 title fights will make sense.
That'd be great.
That means somebody's getting pushed down to the prelims.
The prelims. And then Brazilian Terminator said that if he doesn't sustain any injuries in this fight, 300,
he
wants to turn around and do a 301.
And that's going to be tough, though. I don't think that's going to happen.
That's going to be very tough.
Because it's going to be a tough fight.
This is going to be very tough fight.
You saw what he did to his mentor, right? Glover. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough one. But now I think it's the perfect segue, the perfect time to dive in to UFC 298, the recap. Now, if you guys were paying attention to the Instagram stories, yes, yours truly was in attendance. Got to see everything.
Marosticam.
And I think we're going to just take it from there.
We can, please. I've been waiting to hear the story just so everybody knows. I don't know.
Doesn't know a thing.
Know anything. I know a little bit. Because you sent me a couple pictures. You sent me a couple of this and that. You FaceTime me at the end of the night, which we didn't get to talk that much because it was still too loud within the arena.
Yeah, bro.
That we couldn't even really see too much or hear too much within the audio. But please, bro, I've been waiting patiently to hear your
just
story.
fire away with the questions. So I'll just start off. Shout out to my boys, Roberto, Aaron, taking care of me, having me stay with them. It was amazing. We had a good time. And let's just say I got to the arena around 12. So 12, super early.
Okay. Fight started at 4, everybody. Just so we know,
really
3:30.
Have a plan at all. I was just kind of like, let me just get there and see what's going on. And I just followed the crowd.
Okay.
I was by myself, that's how I usually rock. Maybe it's only child syndrome.
Hey.
So I just started following the crowd, and I'm hearing people talk about these meet and greets. I'm like, the fuck is going on? So follow everybody.
Yeah.
And then it kind of takes you to the back part of the Honda Center.
Okay.
And sure enough, it's like a UFC fan experience.
Oh, dude.
So
like a fan fest, pretty much?
Yeah, you have to sign up and register before you go in.
Okay.
And
is
they
this
give you like
online,
these you just scan like a little QR code.
Okay.
So you scan it, boom, waiting in line, and then some of the workers coming by, they're like, hey, this line is to meet Vanderlei Silva. It's long. And that's where I was waiting. They're like, if you just want to go in, you can just go ahead right in.
Oh, really?
And I was like, oh.
Okay.
So in my head, I'm like, well, this line's long. Let me just see what else is going on, because I heard that there's going to be a lot other there's more fighters that are going to be there walking around, whatever the case is.
Which one has the shortest line?
Yeah.
It's kind of like I told you, International Fight Week, same type of thing. You pick which line you want to go to and take your time to go through that.
So I was like, all right, fine. I'll just go inside. So I'm just starting to take pictures. I saw Vanderlei, kind of waved at him, but he's doing his thing with the fans that are there, so it was pretty cool.
He didn't wave at you.
Didn't wave. And then they're like, hey, if you want to go in the 21 and up section, you need armband or wristband, whatever. So okay, cool. Let me get that. And then I see Bilal. But he was recording something for UFC Fight Pass. And I was like, oh, shit. Well, let me just take a quick little video and keep it pushing. He's probably going to be out and about taking pictures later.
All right.
Fine. So then I see Jamal Hill, his line is ridiculously long. So people, and I was like, it's cool.
So Jamal Hill's there. Okay.
I already met him. So Jamal Hill's. And then I looked straight ahead at the, there's like a vodka tent, right? Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's Tabitha Richie. Her line was not long at all.
Baby Shark? It wasn't long?
It wasn't long, like at all.
It would have ran.
And I was like, oh, bro, yeah, I'm there. So right away, I get in line.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting. And then finally, it's my turn to go up and say, hey, Tabitha, huge fan. Thank you for, taking the picture. And she's real nice. She gave me a hug. And then we ended up taking a picture. I'll show you guys what we got.
Nice.
So this is the first fighter that your boy met. Right. So Tabitha, shout out to her. Very nice.
She's
short. I was trying to size up a little bit, but not. So real short, but really, really nice. Like really nice. And I could say this for all the fighters. They were just really, really cool. Like everybody was cool who I got to meet. So then after that, I was like, all right, let me see who else is available. And I see another line that's not really too long.
Okay.
Well, it's the Tarantula Jalen Turner.
Hey.
So I was like, dude, I can't turn that
this
down.
Is your
so,
guy. Yeah, this is your pick from last year. This is a dark horse.
Got to meet him. And as you can see, the person who took the photography, thank you for doing this, because as soon as I went up to him, I was like, dude, my man, my dude, I picked you since last year.
Yeah.
So you can see we had like a really good moment. Took a nice little photo, Dreadlock Brothers, right?
There you go.
So we got that out the way.
He's a little bit taller than you.
A little bit taller, a little bit taller.
6'2",
but
6'1"?
Handshake really, really strong.
Okay.
Like I could feel the strength in his hands.
He's gonna hold on to you.
Yeah. So after that, kind of walked around a little bit more, and now a lot more people are coming in. Now, I saw this gentleman. He was kind of just walking around and saying hi to the fans. Some people went up to him, some people didn't, because I don't think a lot of people knew who he was. Now, since your boy's getting big into jiu-jitsu, it's Craig Jones.
Hey.
Now, Craig Jones is there because he's in Volk's corner.
Yep.
So as he was getting ready to go on air with Bilal on the Fight Pass, I just said, hey, can I get a quick little picture before you blow up after beating Gordon Ryan? So that's the picture I got with Craig Jones.
Nice.
Again, super respectful, real cool, down to earth.
Did you talk to jiu-jitsu with him at all? Or it was just quick. Just quick because he was going on.
You got to remember, it's not just me. There's a ton of people there that's trying to get pictures too, right? So out of respect for them, and just trying to do it as quickly as possible so they can get on to the next one. And it was cool, the interaction they had with kids too.
A lot of times I've noticed is that when you take one picture with them and nobody else notices, like they're by themselves, then all of a sudden somebody else notices, oh, by the way, he's taking a picture with so-and-so. So then a bunch of people run over. So that's why you don't have as much time as you would like.
Yeah. And two, like, since they were filming, right, as soon as they get called, they have to go on. So that's actually what happened with Bilal, because after that picture, Bilal was out and he was taking pictures with people, and I waited, and unfortunately as I got there, Bilal moved. He had to got called back on set. So he goes back on set. They do like a little face off, but then he moves to the other side of the where we were trying to meet. So I followed, and I just waited my turn, and then I got my picture of Bilal.
Yes. Remember the name.
I think I skipped ahead. I skipped ahead a little bit.
But it's okay.
Hold on. Bam, there it is.
There it is.
So, yeah, I was talking to Bilal. As you can see, my mouth got caught. But I was just telling him, bro, hey, they need to put some respect on your name, bro.
Good.
They need to put some respect on your name. Now, that's no discredit to Leon. I like both of them. It's going to be hard for me to pick who's going to win that fight. But, dude, Bilal was sick. I must say.
He was cool.
For me and Bilal, he's a real cool dude.
Good.
I don't understand the hate that man got. He got a lot of love here at the expo, but when they showed him on the big screen in the arena,
they booed him.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I mean, Anaheim. We'll get into the fans here in a little bit, but so that was cool, right? Got to meet Bilal. So then it's getting a little bit down to the wire, but they did announce that Michael Chandler and Alexa Grasso are going to be there.
Yes, you did.
Now those lines got ridiculous from the moment they announced it. They got ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, well, let me wait for this other fighter first, and let me see. Now, where I was waiting was actually the van that pulled up with all the fighters in it.
Really?
So as I'm waiting,
you were in the right spot at the right time.
I went to this fighter's line. It was Corey Sandhagen. So I wait in his line, and as they open the gates, Giga Chikadze comes out. He was doing another meet and greet.
Okay.
So fist bumped him right away.
But you didn't get a picture?
No, I didn't get a picture. So fist bumped him.
Because it was going by?
And then he went to where he needed to go. Yeah, because remember, when they come out, they're with security, and they have to get to their destination right on
away.
time, right? Because everything's on a time limit. So he comes out, and then Alexa Grasso kind of like runs right to her little section, and right away they start taking pictures. So I didn't get a chance to take a picture with her, but I got one from far. Chandler was on the other side. So here's where Vandalay was in the very beginning. So I was like, okay, when I'm done with Corey, I'll just take a quick picture of Alexa, quick picture of Chandler, and then I'm going into the arena.
Corey size, Chandler size, Alexa size.
So I'll show you. Here's my picture with Corey. Trying to find a good one because your boy was having a conversation with Corey. So Corey, as you can see, Corey's a tall dude.
He is.
But if you look at the bottom,
I think he's 6 foot.
You see my legs compared to Corey's.
Yeah, he's got twigs compared to your tree stumps.
But it was real nice, man. Like real nice. He gave me a hug. Like told me thank you for coming here. Like
nice.
Real cool.
Cool.
So that set the bar real
you
high.
You like Corey now.
Yeah, I mean, I've been like Corey.
Yeah.
It's just who he's fighting against. It's tough to pick him. But I think with his next upcoming fights, I think if he gets Sean, it's a wrap.
No, but you said it.
Yeah,
you said it. And by the way, he's on Sean's side for this one, guys. Just so everybody knows, he's pulling for Sean. So I'm pulling for Chief.
As I said, I didn't get a chance to go with Alexa, but that's Alexa from far with the fan.
Distance.
And then, yes, I had to go see the man that is going to be fighting my guy, my dude. There is Michael Chandler. And I was telling Cariss, Chandler is a very stocky motherfucker. Like, thick, man, he's
thick, stocky,
thick, bro. Thick, meaty.
Well, you've seen his workouts that he does. He's insane just with all his workouts.
Yeah, I really wish I was able to take a picture with him just to kind of stand next to him. But seeing him from afar, bro, that man's a unit, like a fucking rhinoceros, bro. So
and you're afraid for Connor because of that one. I know.
Afraid?
Not afraid, but
never afraid.
Nervous.
Never afraid. Nervous? Yeah, I say nervous, but never afraid. So that would end the expo part of it, right?
That's
the fan
awesome.
experience.
That's awesome.
So
you didn't even expect to get that in the first place, right? So even just to have one person
to be able to go, I didn't know that was going on. Last time I went to a big UFC event was a Connor fight, and I missed all that.
Right.
Maybe because it was in Vegas, and I was doing things before the fight.
Well, I went to UFC 296, but I didn't see any of that before. Maybe they had it before that, and I just missed it because I showed up late
in the day.
Maybe.
Something. But anyways,
good to know.
Doors open.
Good to know for UFC pay-per-views, though, is that they have Fan Fest out front of them.
So, excuse me. So doors open, and now we go in, and now we're just waiting for that first fight. So get down, and my seats are pretty legit. I am 7 rows up from the floor. So, 7 rows up from the floor, and my view is pretty much like I get to see both fighters. So I get to see the entrance when they come in. But the best part is I have the perfect view for when they exit. Whether they win or lose, they have to exit my way.
Come out your direction.
So it was pretty sick. Now, one thing I didn't realize is that everybody on the floor, whenever they needed to come up, either to use the bathroom or get something to eat, they got to come through my seat.
Through your area.
So there's a couple people I got to meet, and I'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool.
Okay.
Pretty cool experience.
Okay.
Pretty badass experience.
The thing I noticed from some of your pictures was your angle on that. Like you had the aisleway, right?
Yeah.
So where there was no fans that were going to stand up right in your little area.
Yeah.
You had that aisle to where you could see right down that walkway, and therefore you had that better, clear view of everyone sitting there. So
purposely picked that because I did not want anybody to mess this opportunity up for me. So we could go into the fights, and then I'll dabble a little bit on some of them.
Okay.
I know I had picked Andrea Lee. Unfortunately, she did not get it done. That was a bummer.
That was your one loss on the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
The pick from the hat kind of bit you on this. That makes you 2-2 for your picks, and my guy won. But we'll get to that in just a second. We'll let Cam talk.
So after that, we had the Oban Elliott fight, and he ended up winning. And that was he's a good little scrapper, man.
He is a very good little scrapper.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited to see what he can do. That being his
and he had a really
debut.
good gas tank there too. He kept putting it on him.
Mm-hmm. So and then in the last fight in the early prelims, you had Danny Barlow. Now let me tell you guys about Danny Barlow. If you guys did not listen to the episode where I told you guys this is a guy to watch out for, this is the reason why. The guy's clean. I told you, he has heavy hands. Now Quinlan's not bad either, though.
No,
he's not bad.
No,
like, it's unfortunate he went out that way, but I just think like Danny was just putting it on him.
But he went out on a sword. Like he was still in that fight, and he got his life saved a little bit right there for a second.
Such a good fight.
Yeah, it was a great fight. That was entertaining.
So that was a good way to like end the early prelims. After that.
By the way, his nickname's Left Hand of God.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that. And he did a backflip after he fought all 3 rounds, which means, wait, what's your gas tank like? If you're doing backflips as you win, after you just did 3 rounds of hard-ass rounds, like, you're going to be a problem in this division. Oh, by the way, and he broke his left arm in round 1.
Yeah,
Did you see that?
I heard that.
Yeah, I was watching him. He broke his arm in his left one, and he broke his hand later on in the fight, too.
So he'll be out for a while, but when he comes back, fire.
Yeah.
So he's definitely a good little prospect.
He's a guy that we're going to be paying attention to also. 100%. We're definitely putting him on the list of, hey.
Been on my list.
He's definitely on the list now.
So then in the prelims, right, you had your guy, the Zhang Ming Yang against
Mountain Tiger.
What was it, Brenton Ribeiro?
Yeah,
bro, that was an ass beat.
Dude, that was a heavy-handed scrap on that one. But the thing is that Ribeiro easily could have taken him out. Ribeiro had heavy-ass hands.
Got caught, when he got dropped, it was just like, it's a wrap.
Yep. So I'm 2-2. The fans, unfortunately, are now 0-1. So sorry, guys, but it was a good pick. But I'm gonna win. So and you lost.
Yeah. How'd your main card go?
I was 4-1, only because I went for Jeff Neal and because we all know about Ian Garry. So yeah. I know.
This guy hit every single one.
I'll fight.
And I'll tell you, I have a story with that one too.
Yes,
so, anyways, moving on. Won't spend too much time here. We had winner Rinya Nakamura won his fight.
Dude, but that was a high-level grappling.
Real high level.
That was so much fun to watch.
You had to really be in tune for that one. And onto the crowd. I mean, a lot of boos from the Anaheim crowd.
I saw that.
A lot of boos.
Yeah, there was a number of boos during O'Day's Elliott's because they were on the ground for that while. But if you were watching the fight on TV, it was way better because you saw the scrambling,
right? And
you saw the transitions, you saw everything. But when you're live, you're just like, dude, come on, just stand up and fight. Let's knock somebody out.
I'll say for the Anaheim crowd, it was they just wanted action.
Yes,
they wanted a lot of action, and I don't blame them. The cool thing was there's a lot of fans just like myself, and the booing started. We kind of looked at each other and we were like, yeah, we're not doing that.
No, we're not.
So
booing.
There is, some people, there's some sections that they don't boo because they completely get it what's going on.
They understand what's going on.
Talking to somebody that was sitting next to me, he told me like a lot of the Anaheim crowds, there are some of them are very experienced, so they kind of know.
Okay.
Then you get to some that don't know. They're just there for the knockout.
The casuals.
And those are the ones that come in with, that energy of the booing and whatnot, which I think it was fine, like at the end of the day, because it creates kind of an atmosphere and kind of makes the fighters either come out a little bit or stay in their shell. But the booing did happen. So it's unfortunate, but it's all good.
It is what it is. It's part of it.
And then the next fight, the heavyweights, right? We had Marcos Rogeria de Lima against Junior Tafa.
Yeah.
And Junior Tafa was getting a lot of love, bro. Lots of love.
Good.
Lots of love.
Good, because he stepped in last minute, so good for him.
But you got to check those leg kicks, Papa.
Yeah, bro. You got to learn how to check those and
those were
switch stances.
Loud.
Dude, did you see the replays?
Loud, man.
Did you see the replays?
Bro. Boy. as soon as he hit like the first two, I was like, dude, this could be terrible.
By the way, one of the things that I actually wrote down was Anaheim, home of the leg kicks. This seemed to be the leg kick city for this entire fight, because if you go down the line, you'll see like leg kick, leg kick, leg kick, leg kick, and you're like, holy shit, it changes the entire game in Anaheim.
It's here to stay, man. Yeah. Those leg kicks are here to stay because they definitely work. They definitely work. So yeah, that fight was it was a bummer, but it was exciting because it's the big boys. Big boys get a throwdown.
Yeah.
And then we had Orange County's own Mackenzie Dern against Amanda Lemos. And let me tell you, I was probably the only person going for Lemos.
Really? Everyone was going for Mackenzie? I'm not surprised.
She's a hometown. She put on a good scrap, man. Right. Good scrap. They had some really good moments in that fight. I think everybody enjoyed it.
Just watch at home and you'll understand.
And in the arena, everybody got to enjoy that. So Lemos, so I told you, her hands, bro.
But those leg kicks are nasty as fuck too. Jeez. Did you see Dern's leg? Top to bottom, just
tore up.
In the first round too,
bro.
And she was wearing it. She was kind of like stepping on the funny, but she was wearing it.
Yeah,
and I was impressed.
Those scrambles on the ground, the grappling was pretty good too, bro. Really, and she did well not to get trapped by Dern. She did really well.
Who did you have winning from the crowd's perspective? Who did everybody? Okay,
Dern.
Okay, because it was so close that you could have given it either way. Like if they gave it to Mackenzie, it would have been like okay. If they gave it to Amanda, it was like. Okay.
Yeah.
And as you could tell, Mackenzie cheered at the end thinking that she won.
Yeah.
But she didn't win, unfortunately. And then they gave it to Amanda Lemos.
It was a big, heavy Dern crowd. But for me, looking at the fight, I was going with Amanda. Lemos. Not just because I was a fan of her against a million others, but just looking at the fighters in person as whole. Because guys, I have not watched the fights. Like I told Cariss,
he hasn't been watching yet.
I'm not going to watch it. I'm just going to go off of what I remember.
Your experience at the UFC 298.
And then tell our amazing fans about it.
Yep.
So then after that, this is where it really got juicy. This is where it got juicy because we had juicy. Anthony Hernandez against Roman Kopylov.
Fluffy.
And let me tell you, Fluffy had the crowd, bro.
Did he?
Fluffy had the crowd. Good. It was rocking for my boy Fluffy. Kopylov, I think everybody was nervous because everybody knew what he could bring to the fight.
Yeah, because he's a good ass fighter, heavy hands when he can.
It didn't start off well with Anthony because he had the wrong music. So I don't know if you guys are able to see, but there's moments when he's looking and he's telling like the music is maybe he didn't pick it, something happened, but it was definitely a song that would probably put everybody to sleep. Not the right moment for it.
It kind of reminds me, Mike Perry had the same exact thing happen to him, and all of a sudden they changed the song. And like, wait, this is the wrong song that I chose, but he rocked with it and kept rolling.
He rocked with it for sure.
Yeah.
So that fight, we told you.
We did.
It goes to the ground.
It's gonna be done.
It's a wrap.
It's finished.
Now, in Kopylov's defense, it's unfortunate. I think he tripped. I think it's something.
I think he did.
It was a weird moment.
Somehow he went down awkward, and then all of a sudden he was able to get his back.
It was a wrap, bro. You could just see the level, the difference there. Now, he did a very good job of fighting the takedowns.
Yes.
He was fighting it really, really well, and you could see his strength. But then once Fluffy got in that position, got his back, good night.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah. And he almost had it to where he had it across the chin for a second there, and you could see it. He was fighting it, and then all of a sudden he let it go and repositioned it, and then you saw it in his face like, I got this. Yeah. I got this now.
Yeah, so shout out to Anthony, man. That was a big win. Big win for him. I'm sure Copa will be back, though.
He will.
I don't see this being a big deter for him.
No, because he actually had a really good fight.
Yeah.
I don't think it was anything that you can look at it and be like, you don't belong here. No. He very well belongs. Just unfortunately ran into Fluffy on this one.
Yeah.
Fluffy's great on the ground.
That's what happens. That's what happens.
And did you hear the announcers talking about how they beat Vieira, and we were talking about that?
I don't get to hear the announcers. So I don't get to hear that. So for you guys at home, you probably heard everything that Joe Rogan. Yeah. I got to see Joe. I got to see Dana.
That's true.
I got to see a whole bunch of other
and you
ones.
got to see Bisbing.
I didn't get to hear the commentary. No. But that was fine. I loved it. I loved it.
But they were talking about how he submitted Vieira, and that was one of the bigger ones, and we were talking about that.
Okay. And then after that, we had Muradovishvili against Henry Cejudo. Now, the build-up for this one, the Anaheim crowd did not like your boy Cejudo. He was getting booed a lot. Murad definitely had the crowd from the get-go. And let me just say this. I said it. Murad is going to come out and put on a fucking show.
Yes.
He put on a show. Let me tell, there's moments that define fighters in the octagon, outside of the octagon. Sometimes it happens outside, like Ilya, right? Promoting himself ahead, saying that he was going to win, and look what happened. Then you have the ones when it comes fight day, they put it on.
Yes.
Merab came in there
with
that
a little
plan,
switch.
and he executed it to a fucking T.
Yeah.
When this man had sprawled, blocked Henry, put Henry in a choke, and is looking at Zuckerberg
for like 20 or 30 seconds, whatever it is.
The crowd was losing it at this point. Like everybody just couldn't believe what was going on because again, Henry's well decorated. He's a wrestling, I'm gonna say, guru.
Yes.
And the way Merab dealt with him, it was just champion. Like, bro. Now, scary moment early on in the first round when he got wobbled.
Yeah. Yeah,
very
when he got
scary.
hit for that first one, but did you see him smile right at him and be like, nah,
very scary because I mean, in all of us, I thought Henry was gonna shoot. As soon as I thought Henry was gonna shoot, but it didn't happen.
Nope.
And man, Merab didn't sit down on the stool at all. At all. It just kept going,
rolling around.
When I tell you, like, I was amazed by a performance.
Yeah.
I was amazed by Merab's performance.
There you go.
Just amazed that when his nickname, the machine, it's a fucking machine that you're watching.
Did you hear? I saw a post this morning that Longo was on with Kenny Florian and John Anik because they do their podcast, and he was saying that before
he did
fight,
3 rounds.
He did 3 rounds in the back with Aljo before the fight, and he said they were swinging, like they were throwing. This was not just a simple little warm up. Like literally, he had a fight in the back, and then he came out and had a fight in front, and he was still ready to fight some more. That's how much of a machine
he was going.
This dude is.
I mean, shout out to that whole crew, man, and seeing Aljo too. Aljo's a big guy. He's a big guy. He's very wide.
Well, dude, he walks around at 165.
He's a big guy too.
170. But
get him back on these two. Now, I'm sure everybody saw. So when Merab was doing his exit, right, his interview, Henry was there.
Okay.
Now, what you guys probably didn't see is as soon as that happened, Henry took off his
gloves.
So everybody in the audience now, we're waiting for him to get the mic.
Right.
Merab took the whole mic time. The whole mic time.
So
I want to say I have pictures of Henry exiting the octagon with his gloves in his hand. Yeah, bro.
Did you hear a post-fight press conference?
I did hear that, Dana, and it's true. He had his moment, and this was Merab's.
It is true.
And I 100% agree with it. I
love how he said it like that, too. It's the best explanation for it.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes 100% sense. So that one I completely agree with.
If nobody saw it, what happened was Dana White said that Henry Cejudo already retired back in 2020. He already had his time in the cage to be able to put his gloves down and have his opportunity to be able to leave. If he wanted another opportunity to be able to have his retirement, that he should have done it in the post-fight press conference and put his gloves down at that point. Dana White simply said, this is Merab's night. This is Merab's coming out. This is Merab's. Give Merab the mic. Do not give it to Henry Cejudo. So that's why he did not get his post-fight or the after-fight little interview with Joe Rogan, which I respect that one. I like that one. I'm glad they didn't do it because this is Merab's night.
Yeah.
That's why you're here.
100%.
Merab, and now you're the number 1 contender, and now you get to take on Cheeto or Sugar Sean. But it's going to be Cheeto. So that's going to be either one of those. It's going to be a tough fight for both of those guys, bro. Are we going to get a Merab at the end of the year title potential? Is that the landscape of where this is going right now?
I'm just trying to see, like, Corey's got to fall somewhere in that picture too.
He does.
Right? And I think Corey might get the loser of that title fight.
Oh, so then he can get the winner of whoever wins that compared to Merab. That's a good play out for the year.
Yeah.
Okay. I like
then
that.
you get a rematch for either Sean or you get a rematch for Cheeto. But they got to get through. They got to get through Corey.
And then that's Corey's number 1 contender fight. If he wins that, then he gets to fight for the title after Cheeto and Merab fight. See how he agreed, everybody?
I'll agree now. But when 299 comes around, you're going to hear my picks. You're going to hear my picks.
Sugar.
Don't be surprised if my hair comes back pink.
Oh. Please don't do that.
Now,
please don't ruin that good hair, bro.
To one of the big fights of the night. There was a Hall of Fame announcement, and I was a little bit bummed for this because at the moment of the Hall of Fame announcement, your boy had to use a bathroom.
Were you gone?
You were out back? I had to use a bathroom.
You didn't get the prompts up?
10 of drinking was going on. Had to use the bathroom. On my way back is when Vanderlei, they already announced it.
Okay.
So I rushed back to my seat.
They showed the video and everything.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to get the video, but I got him as he was walking because he walked around to where all the fans were, and the reception he got
from everybody
was amazing, bro. Like people were just going nuts for Vanderlei, and it was cool. Like, it was really cool to see, like, especially a Hall of Fame induction. Like, I've never got to see that before.
Yeah.
And able to witness, you know, a great like Vanderlei, and it was cool is I got to see him at the fan experience.
Oh,
so in my head, I'm like, you know what? I got to see him close. Cool. I paid my respects.
Like him good, yeah. And did you see that Rampage Jackson and everything was giving him love at the end? I'm just saying, guys, they had a heated battle back in the day to where for Rampage to even go up to him and just say what's up and congratulations, that's huge. Yeah, that's huge. So it was a big night.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congrats. Now this next fight. Ian Machado Garry against Geoff Neal. And I think this one, well, I know this one. The crowd did not like your boy Garry at all. I was probably the only one cheering for Garry.
You shouldn't have been cheering.
Well, you see what happened was I knew he was going to win this fight.
So did I.
Now, Geoff Neal crowd was backing him, obviously, because the whole, you know, Garry and
the whole drama.
Now, from the moment the fight started, I don't know if you guys could hear this in the audio, but they were definitely chanting "cuck" very loudly.
Really
loud.
No,
it was just straight "cuck, cuck, cuck, cuck." And some of the things people were saying, like, man, like, especially because, you know, he was running and heard one gentleman say, "Oh, I bet your wife wouldn't run." It really, like, man, they were going at this poor boy. So.
Kind of like I told you, people were going at Colby when I was at the Colby fight. Just
a lot of boos, a lot of boos, especially how the fight was going.
Crossing the line a little bit.
Saying that he was running. Now, when it comes down to the scoring of it, when I saw the fight, personally, I had Geoff Neal winning it 3-2.
Really? Okay.
It just seemed like, you know, was he running or was he evading? Like, he was trying to stay away. Was he running or was
he working to get into a better position so he wouldn't get hit?
And I just
which one is it?
Some of the hits that Neal was landing just looked obviously more powerful than what Garry. It just, to me, in person, I thought Geoff Neal won it. So I was surprised when Garry won, but I acted like I fucking knew he was going to win.
What about people around you? Was everyone kind of with that, or was it just you?
They were fully against. They're fully against Ian. Fully against him. So like
so everyone thought that Geoff was going to win.
His post interview with Joe Rogan, didn't hear a word. Because that's how loud they were booing. Loud.
I muted the TV on it anyway. So.
This guy. Well, if you're in attendance, you didn't hear a word, not one word.
But guess what? Guess who he did not call out, which you said that he was going to be a bitch if he didn't call him out.
Yeah, he didn't call out Sean. But I'm okay with him calling out Colby.
I'm okay with that too.
Colby is going to give him something that we're going to see if he's really gotten over this whole thing about his wife. Okay. Colby is going to come for his wife. That's the thing. Colby is going to attack him. Personally, he's gonna attack every single thing, and we're really gonna see how strong mentally Ian Garry is, and we're gonna see how good of an athlete he is once he steps into the octagon. Because Colby is a good athlete.
Oh yeah,
and I think right now with the UFC, I think the UFC is kind of done with Colby. I think if he loses this fight against Ian Garry, it could be the last one we ever see of Colby against a top opposition. Yeah. So I'm okay with it. And I actually love the call out. And I hope the UFC give it to us. And I hope they give it to us on International Fight Week. Because that would be the perfect time to see Colby against Ian Garry. You have USA against Ireland. Right? And that could be maybe not a co-main. I could be the third fight with Connor and Chandler being your main. I mean, look, you got another USA against Ireland, bro. That is going to be huge.
And Ian wants to be on the same card as Connor does. That's what he keeps saying over and over and over.
It'd be perfect. Yeah. So how did it look for you at home?
It was close enough to where if they gave it to Geoff Neal, that it would have been okay.
Okay.
But it looked like Ian Garry had won because he was circling and circling, and Geoff was chasing and chasing and chasing. And it just seemed to be that Ian got he landed more punches.
Okay.
It just seemed to be like he just got the better of it. But as far as just walking away with the fight and like doing really, really well, not so much. It was actually one of the less entertaining fights of the night.
Yeah.
Because Ian Garry was on his bike the whole time.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think too, like there's so much into this fight. Like
it's true. All the stuff coming
so
from
much emotion, so much
of the cage, all the drama.
Actually, for all three of these fights, there's a lot on the line. There's a lot on the line, and I felt like with the fans, with so much on the line, we wanted just a slobber knocker, just them going at it.
We did, and Ian didn't want to step in the fire because he got cracked a couple times by Geoff, and that's what it was.
He was realized like, what
shit,
could happen.
Yeah, you hurt. He finally got into that higher echelon of fighters. that now he's going to really be tested. So I think the Colby's going to test him.
Yeah.
But I still think he gets through Colby because Colby's on his decline.
We'll see how much
He just
Colby
is.
uses that wrestling.
Let's see if even Colby accepts it.
We
don't even know if he's going to accept it.
He has to. What else has he got?
He wants a title fight. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that's his stupid. That's his stupid mentality. Is I want a title fight.
Yeah,
okay.
Ain't gonna happen.
No.
UFC at the end of the day is going to tell him what he's going to do.
Yeah, go sit in the backseat.
After that fight, it got really, really nervous for the crowd because I feel like it was a very even split on this one. Paulo Costa against Robert Whittaker.
The Reaper.
It was an even split. I think a lot of people did like Paulo. A lot of people did like Bobby Knuckles.
Yeah.
Their walkouts were insane, bro. Insane. And I'm a big fan. Shout out to my boy Fred. I'm a big fan of Bobby Knuckles because of my boy Fred, who supports Bobby Knuckles. But just the way he came out, the way you could just tell there's a different feel to Robert Whittaker coming in, the energy
than somebody else.
Then you had Paulo Costa on the other side, who's a little bit goofy, but he's a big strapping boy, and you could just tell like he was ready to go.
Yeah.
First round happens, and I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm nervous as shit, and it's going. I'm okay. Like he's doing good. When that spinning back heel landed. One, I think you could hear a pin drop from everybody.
Because everyone got quiet. It was like, oh my God.
Everybody got quiet. Yeah. And then it got extremely loud because we realized, fuck.
He didn't go down.
It could end.
Yeah.
Like when we saw how wobbled Robert was.
He didn't go down.
Fuck, bro. Yeah. I'm like, oh shit. I think that was the first thing I probably said. Oh shit. And he finds a way to get out. Boom. And now we're all watching him go back. And he's still like a little woozy. And in my head, I'm like, dude. This is second round. This is trouble. It's a wrap. But shout out to the MMA gods because my boy Whittaker found a way to get it done.
He did.
And that was probably to me, that was a really good just scrap. Two gladiators going at it. There's a moment when Costa points to the middle. They have a little moment. But what I liked about that is Robert didn't bite. No, he stick to the game plan.
Yes, he didn't like go into his little thing. It was just like, no.
He rode the wave, got the win. Man, to me, that was probably, for me, that was the fight of the night for me because I completely enjoyed it. Really, really good fight. How about you,
The question is, do you give him DDP or what do you give him now?
Robert?
Yeah.
No, I don't think you give him DDP.
Okay.
You do not give him Sean Strickland. You give him Sean Strickland. Okay. Why not? And I believe they brought that up at the post interview.
I think they did.
And I think Sean Strickland against Robert Whittaker, and that could get the winner. Or whoever wins that gets a title shot.
Okay. From home, it was a great fight back and forth, right? Paulo easily could, I shouldn't say easily, he could have walked away with it, especially with that spinning back heel kick to the I mean, good Lord, everyone kind of,
bro.
It got quiet.
It's
from
so
everywhere.
Unexpected.
That it was like, holy shit, that really just landed. Oh, and you didn't go down and you kept going forward. Like, wait, what? Okay. That showed that showed another level to Robert Whittaker's game just to be able to walk away from that because most other people would have been done.
Done.
Wouldn't have done. And the fact that they were kicking each other's front legs multiple times over and over and over.
I think I have one and just really trying to slow picture of Robert Whittaker kicking Costa and he's checking the leg kick. That's probably one we should post. But it's man.
But overall, yes, this was the fight to pay attention to. This is the one that we were on the edge of our seat waiting for. Besides the main event, right? But the co-main event, because these two guys, they already were lined up 2 different times or 3 different times.
I think 2.
To try to fight. 2, and so this is the third one. So they finally were able to do this and finally got through the weights, the weight cut, and through everything and through all the little clinicals and whatnot. So, dude, good fight.
Good fight. Well done. Very, very good fight. And then came the main event. So crowd, 50-50, I would say. 50 Ilya, 50 for Volk.
Really?
Now, going back a little bit, I'm going back to my seat now. So my seat, 7 rows from the floor. What I didn't realize is there's going to be moments when people on the floor have to use the bathroom. Guess what? They got to walk right by your boy. So at very early, they showed Ilya walking in, and he had the rose right on in his jacket going in. So a couple of times, like these family, all black, would walk up, and they had the rose, and then it dawned on me, oh shit, that's his family. Yeah, that's Ilya's family. So sure enough, right before he comes out, his wife, I want to say, or his girlfriend, whatever, she comes up and she had the rose. So when I saw, I was like, hey, good luck. I just good luck. And she, gave me a smile.
Good.
She came back down. That was it, because nobody really around me knew who she was.
Kind of saw.
Yeah. And I didn't want to put it out there, and then she gets bombarded.
Exactly what we just said. No.
They were walking up with like no security, no nothing. But when they got to their seats, it was madness. Like the Georgia flags, Spanish flags, everybody. So now, before Ilya comes out, they're just hyping. His song that he came out to, I don't know what it was. Amazing song, though. It was good. Now, the feels are there. You could feel the energy.
Yeah.
Volk song plays. And it's like, it's one of those where it's such a good, happy song.
Yes.
Everybody, I'm
feeling,
even singing. I'm singing.
Even if you're against him, you're going to be singing. Yeah.
There's some Aussie fans in front of me. There's some Aussie fans behind me. I'm by myself with supporting Ilya. There's a gentleman in front of me with his friend. They're supporting Ilya. And so it's a good little mix, right? So, right? We're smiling. Everybody's happy. And then it starts. This is my first title fight that I've ever got to witness. So
True. Forgot about that.
The energy, the emotions. I'm recording Bruce Buffer say it. Like I'm really hyped up for this. Is it
that much higher of a level than when you were at Connor's? I mean, I know Connor's obviously a different level, but I'm just talking title fight compared to that. Did you have a different feel?
The Connor thing's different
because it's Connor.
It's Connor.
But as far as the other fights before that,
like the Paulo and all that, yeah. I mean, you felt the pressure, the weight of what was going on.
Okay.
But if you want to compare Connor to a title fight, I'd say that with Connor, some exciting shit is going to happen. You know who is fighting. You know the stakes. Everybody's fucking invested in Connor.
Okay.
So in the show that they like here, they didn't give us like wristbands that lit up. Like they did that for the Connor one. So for the Connor one, I just felt it was more of a spectacle. Like you are coming to watch a Broadway show and you're only here to watch one guy who's Connor.
Yeah.
And
you're here for the main event. That's it.
They do a very good job of hyping him up. For this one, it was more like they hyped up both guys.
Okay.
Like you're going to see two fighters come. There's a video that they were playing that I absolutely love because it was like, if this is your first time experiencing this, you're going to experience something you've never experienced before in your life. And it really gets you like in the feelings. So they come, they in the middle of the octagon, Bruce doing his thing, title, and I think at this moment everybody's standing up.
And everybody's probably cheering.
Nobody's sitting down.
Good.
Boom, they touch gloves, and they go. And I'm yelling, Ilya. So at one point I told Cariss this. I don't know if everybody could hear this, but I did start a chant.
Oh yeah.
And the chant I started was ole, 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 ole. So as I'm doing that, the guy in front of me, he starts going, keep going. Ole, Ilya. So we started doing that. And it started going, bro. And now we had the whole section, and I'm yelling, we're going. Boom. First round ends.
Supposed to finish in round one. It was supposed to be done in round one. But it was good.
We're hot.
It was good.
Hey, okay. Like in my head, I'm like, dude, this is probably going on 5. I thought Ilya was going to it's going on 5.
The way that it was looking by round one, it was.
Volk came out very, very well. Like he was stopping,
hitting his angles.
Ilya, I felt, was maybe just trying to see what he can get.
Yep.
Well, second round.
He was sizing him up. He was checking all his angles for an entire 5 minutes.
Second round comes. Yeah. And let me just say, when that happened, when the moment happened, there was like there's no pin drop moment. No. It was as soon as Volk
dropped.
Everybody that was supporting Ilya lost their shit.
Just started screaming.
It just went nuts. Just went like if the level was here, it was
just a 5,
raised.
all of a sudden it was a 12.
It just went. I lost my shit. The guys in front of me lost my shit.
Yeah.
The Volkanovski fans couldn't believe what was going on.
All right.
And Ilya, like his emotions, his family, who was not too far, they lost their shit. And your boy, I'm looking around, just taking it all in.
Yeah.
And then I just started screaming. I'm like, yeah, he did it. Now,
I told you.
What I didn't tell you guys ahead of time is I had one of my really, really close friends, my boy James. He had asked me who, to pick some fights on this. And bet I went 5 for 5.
Yeah.
My boy made some money. He made some money. I don't know. I don't know the exact. I want to say it's probably a G plus, but
really?
He made some money off of all my hits. So I was excited for that. I was excited for Elia winning.
Excited just for the entire
event. To be there and be able to witness 298. I was really, really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And the way it ended was just picture perfect for your boy. So I was snapping pictures away. I got a couple of Elia coming out with the belt on, the strap.
Did you really?
He got so much. Well, crazy thing is, so after he exited the octagon he went right away and did an interview.
Okay.
He didn't go usually they take him to the back. No.
Okay.
He went straight, did an interview. So the fans then move right there, and they're going nuts for him as he's doing the interview. And then as he made his way back with his family, people just lost. And he walked by
your area, right?
Like in the very front, not there yet.
Okay.
So as they take him to the back, right now it's kind of simmering down. People are leaving to go to the to the main course, right? So remember I told you those families, Elia's family comes up in the main course to meet him in the back. And when they come up, bro, everybody was going crazy for them. It was really, really cool because you could see like how the MMA, it's just an MMA community. And his family comes up and people are just, hey, Elia. And they started the chanting again. And they there's a group that followed the family all the way to where they needed to go. I didn't do all that, but it was just cool to see like how happy this man made his country, his family, the people around him, the people that supported him. Even leaving the arena, like the Georgian fans were having a blast. Mind you, Marab won and Elia won. So they were going ham. Some of them brought like those big Mercedes, the TriStar vans.
Oh, really?
And they those were they were drinking in the parking lot. They were going wild. Like full on like soccer atmosphere. Like that's exactly how it felt. So Elia, man, I called it from the beginning. I said it. This man is gonna be a problem for this division. He is the champion. I picked him. Do not sleep on Cameron's picks. That's all I'm gonna say.
Who's he take next? Who's he got next? That's the question of the year. Because he called out Conor, which I think is whatever. We all understand why he called out Conor, but at the same time, it's like, no, bro, you're probably not getting that fight.
Here's the thing with Elia. I'd like that he's calling out Conor, but I just feel like he is the new Conor. He is this generation's Conor. Everything he's done, and I think this is why I've taken a huge liking to Elia, is everything he's done. He's mimicked Conor in a way.
True. That's partially why some people don't like him, though, because he's doing the same stuff as Conor. Just saying.
Yeah, well,
just saying.
That's some people.
I know, but I'm just saying.
We're talking about yours truly. So for me, I just like how he's going about it. I think he's going in a direction where the UFC, I think, could put a lot of money on him now.
Yeah.
And we're reaching a point too where we don't know what's going to happen with Conor, and we know what a big draw he is. At some point, we have to have somebody else that could do the same thing. And I think now the UFC has found a guy that can. Again, look back at Conor. Look how we went about that whole Aldo situation. Look what happened. This was, and I said it, this was Elia's Conor moment.
True.
He came out, he said it, he believed it, and he fucking did it.
He did.
He beat by far I would say Volk is by far the GOAT at
the featherweight division. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Now, I think we've reached a point where this is the same thing that happened with Kamaru. He's coming against an opponent that I don't think he could beat. Kamaru, it's Leon. Volk, I think it's Elia. I don't think he's going to be able to get through him even in a rematch.
I was about to say, did they give him a rematch or no?
I think you have to. Out
of respect for Volk, I think you kind of have to.
I think you have to,
yes.
But I don't see the result changing.
No.
I think he could get even worse. I'm going to say it again. I think it could get even worse. Now, do I think that knockout played a big factor for Volk? 100%.
Yeah.
Look at that right hand. And Volk said he made a mistake, but look when that right hand hits him. He goes out.
Immediately. It wasn't the second.
No.
It wasn't the follow-up. It wasn't the ground and pound. It was the first.
He's out. Completely.
Done.
Now, you have to look back at that knockout from Islam. I think it was too soon for your boy.
Once you get touched like that and put out like that, it's gonna happen again.
Now,
let me use Chuck Liddell as a good example. He was never knocked out, and all of a sudden he gets knocked out once.
Yeah, bro.
And a couple times after that, you're like, oh, geez, dude, I don't want to see you get knocked out again.
Yeah. So, man, I don't know what happens with Volk. I think what I would like to see is if Max and Volk went one more time, just because one, I think it'd be cool because you're giving Max like, hey, this is it. You got to get through this guy in order to get to Ilya.
Okay.
And you give Volk a chance, and you give Volk and Max fans a chance to see it one more time when it really matters.
Okay.
When the stakes are really, really high.
So you don't think, because Ilya was talking about going to Spain, and Dana White is saying that, yes, we are going to go to Spain. We've never had a card in Spain before, so that'd be a great one. So do you think that Volk and Ilya should fight in Spain?
Yeah, I mean, if we're giving him a rematch, 100%.
Okay. When? Time-wise, do we look in summer, or do we want to wait later because of the knockouts?
I mean, that depends on Volk and his recovery.
Right, because that's the turnaround time.
Yeah, it depends on Volk and how he recovers from this. It depends on when the Santiago Bernabéu is going to be available.
Okay.
Right?
That's true. That's another factor.
It's a soccer stadium. Yeah. Real Madrid play there. Actually, I'll be going there in March. Can't wait to see that in person. So, yeah, I think there's some factors that play into when that fight could take place. But I would like maybe a September.
Ooh.
September. Okay. Somewhere around there.
Okay.
I think that's a good enough time for Volk to heal up and get ready to go again. Okay.
Give you a little bit of time to do a little tour or something
and time for Ilya to
build it up. Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it just that knockout was just fucking vicious, bro. It was vicious. It was real. It was nasty. Did they show you guys Volk after he got knocked out or no?
In which way? Like about like when he got up and
he was out for a while.
Yeah.
He was out for a very long time. So I'd say from the moment that Ilya dropped him, and then he walked away, and his family, Volk was still out.
He was still out in the corner.
He was still out in the corner. Maybe, and this is probably, it took a little bit longer for them to get him up to stand, because he was like literally like no stool, no nothing. He was just bent over. People coming up to him, and he maybe coming to. He leaned back on the cage a little bit, coming to, and then finally they got him up. But he was out, bro. He was out. Like I man, it gave me some chills.
Scary moment.
Yeah, it gave me some chills seeing, because I didn't expect, like, well, I did expect him to get mollywopped like that, because I did call it, but just seeing it made it just a little bit more like, oh,
yeah, hurt a little bit more. Yeah, a little bit more real.
Yeah, but dude, what a card! What a card!
Yeah, what a very good card.
Yeah,
top to bottom. Wasn't expecting it, and then 299 is going to come up, and it's supposed to be even more stacked.
299, it's going to be ridiculous. I think 299 is going to be the one where Friday night I'm probably not going to be able to sleep, because I'm going to be so excited for that card.
By the way, the one thing I want to say, the 35-year-old curse still continues.
Yeah,
anybody 35 years and older has not won a fight at 155, 145, 135 for the title. Just keeps on going.
Scary factor. Who's going to break that curse?
And new.
I love, hey, best believe I was screaming that when Bruce was yelling that. So, yeah, that concludes Cameron's trip.
That's awesome,
Make sure you guys check out the Insta. I know I was putting stories up there, and then it went silent for a little bit because I was tuning into the fights.
Watching fights. Yeah, I'd rather pay attention to this than worry about posting something for everyone else.
I think sparingly we'll probably put some more pictures up there.
Yeah.
And let you guys see a little bit of what I got to see, because it was cool. Really good experience. So until the next time.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah, man.
Let's plan on International Fight Week.
Yeah, actually working on something for that. So we'll see. We'll see. So moving on. So we do have an event this weekend taking place in Mexico City.
Yes.
It's a UFC fight night. We have Moreno versus Royval, and this is number two. So I'm going to read off the prelims, and as you guys know, we're going to be picking names out of a hat, so make sure you are paying attention. Eric Silva against Muhammad Makhmov.
In what division?
In the featherweight division, that is going to be kicking off the card. In the flyweights, you have Victor Altamirano against Felipe Dos Santos.
Felipe Dos Santos is one of the guys I was saying is a little dark horse.
Okay.
So pay attention.
Pay attention. After that, we have Ronaldo Rodriguez against Denise Bondar in the flyweight division. This next fight is actually going to be Cameron's pick for the prelims. It's going to be Claudio Puelles against Fares Ziam.
Really? Why is that? Yeah. Why is it your pick? Is that one of the Dana White Contender series?
If you don't remember, Dan Hooker fought Puelles.
Okay.
You remember that? So I like Puelles a little bit, and I think this one's going to be just a really good scrap.
Okay.
One, I kind of like that in between fights in the prelims, because I feel like they put a really good scrap in between keep you going. So that's going to be Cameron's
Well, they put one in between also because they want you to pay attention to prelims. Like, hey guys, we have good fights in the beginning, not just main cards. So that's partly why they.
So that one's going to be a good one. In the flyweight division, right after that, we have Edgar Chairez against Daniel Lacerda.
Oh, Lacerda. Okay.
Right after that, in the this one, not too sure, but either it's going to be the flyweight or the bantamweight. We have Jesus Aguilar against Matheus Mendonica. And then in the main event, you have Christian Quinones against Raul Barcelos in the bantamweight division.
That's
so
that's going to be
right your prelims. So let's pick out of a hat. Let's see who we got. Let's see who you guys got. Cariss, why don't you go first this time since you beat me?
And I beat the fans. I got Quinones.
Okay. He is fighting. ¿Dónde está Quinones? Oh, right there. He's
the main event against Barcelos. Oh, okay.
Good one.
Cool. I got a main event guy.
Cam is going to pick. Oh, I'm okay with this because I got Chaires.
Oh, you did.
Edgar Chaires against Daniel Lacerda.
Oh, jeez.
That's who I'll be rocking with.
And do you want me to do fans? Or you doing fans?
You could go.
I got fans.
I'll let the winner go from the last one.
And the fans pick of the day is Felipe dos Santos. So the guy that I was telling everybody about. Pay attention to that kid.
So you guys got the good pick.
You guys got the Dos Santos. Pick. You got the dark horse.
That guy could get you guys the win. Now, it is time. We're going to dive in right into that main card. So the first fight, we have Manuel Torres against Chris Duncan in the lightweight division.
Nice. In the lightweight division of 155 pounds from Mexico, Manuel El Loco Torres is the favorite in this fight at negative 192. He's 28 years old, stands at 5'10", and his fighting style is MMA. He's got 14 wins and 2 losses, 7 KOs, 6 submissions, and 13 first-round finishes. He has 2 UFC fights. He's got 2 UFC wins coming off of a winner KO round number 1 to Nicholas Mata back in June of 2023. Bless you. Fun facts.
Cough. Thank you.
He is part way through getting his law degree right now. So he's currently in school working on his law degree. He's also coming from Dana White Contender Series Season 5 winner back in October of 2021. From Scotland, Chris, the Problem Duncan. He's 30 years old, stands at 5'10", and his fighting style is MMA. He's got 11 wins and 1 loss, 4 KOs, 1 submission, and 2 UFC fights. He's got 2 wins. He's coming off of a decision winner back in July of 2023. Fun facts about the Problem is he was on Dana White Contender Series Season 5. Unfortunately, he lost. Then he came back on Season 6, which was a winner back in August of 2022. Fun fact on this one is his previous job was he was a shepherd in the Scottish Highlands.
Oh, wow.
Interesting. Yes, very much so. Are you picking on this one, or are we just letting it play?
Well, since this is going to be in Mexico City, I'm definitely going to rock with Manuel Torres.
You're going to Mexico.
Yeah, I'm going to Mexico. I'm probably going to go all Mexico on this card, to be honest.
Probably a good call. Probably a good call. But Scotland's always a good one, so we're going to go with Mexico on this one. El Loco Torres.
All right. And right after that, in the women's strawweight division, we have Yazmin Jauregui. Yes, I'm picking her against Sam Hughes.
Well, that's good because she's the favorite. So in the women's strawweight division of 115 pounds from Mexico, Yazmin Jauregui is the favorite at negative 345. She's 24 years old, stands at 5'3", and her fighting style is freestyle. She's record is 10 wins and 1 losses, 6 KOs, 5 first-round finishes. She has 3 UFC fights, 2 wins and 1 loss. She's currently coming off of a loss. TKO strikes round number 1 to Denise Gomez back in July of 2023. Fun facts is her heroes in life are her parents. Previous job, she works at a company that's giving kidnapping prevention training to minors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, interesting on that one. I know. From USA, Sam Page Hughes is 30 years old. She is the favorite in this fight at plus 275. She stands at 5'5", and her fighting style is freestyle. She's got 8 wins and 5 losses, 2 KOs, 3 submissions, and 3 first-round finishes. She has 7 UFC fights, 3 wins and 4 losses. She's coming off of a winner decision back in April of 2023.
Okay.
She also has a double major in accounting and finance.
Wow.
She also has a BJJ blue belt. She's a business analyst, and she has a master's in sports management.
Okay.
We're going with Yazmin, the favorite in this fight, at negative 345 from Mexico.
All
That's what we're going with.
All right.
You know we're going with that.
In the Bantamweight division, we have Raul Rosas Jr. against Ricky Turcios. Now, this is going to be Cam's pick for the main because these two guys are really good.
Okay.
Like, this is a good fight. Now, this one, Cariss, please, I can't pick.
You're not picking?
I can't pick on this one.
All right.
Because I it's so hard, bro. Like, because Ricky's legit.
He is. But are you going to go off favorite versus underdog, or we're just not picking at all?
I don't hear those things.
Okay.
I just pick, and I think
who you know, Ilya, for example, underdog. In the bantamweight division of 135 pounds from Mexico, Raul El Nino Problema Rosas Jr., Little Bigfoot, is the favorite in this fight at -285.
All right, fuck that then. I'm going Ricky Turcios.
Hey, he is the youngest fighter in UFC history. He is the current youngest on the roster at 18 years old, stands at 5'9", and his fighting style is freestyle. He's got 8 wins and 1 loss, 2 KOs, 5 submissions, and 6 first-round finishes. He's got 3 UFC fights, 2 wins and 1 loss. He's coming off of a win. TKO strikes round number 1 to Terrence Mitchell back in September of 2023. Some fun facts about Little Bigfoot is he's the youngest fighter in UFC history at 18 years old, and his heroes in life are his parents. From USA, Ricky Turcios is the underdog in this fight at +230. He's 30 years old, stands at 5'9", and his fighting style is freestyle. He's got 13 wins and 3 losses, 3 KOs, 1 submission. He also has 3 UFC fights, 2 wins and 1 loss. He's coming off of a win, split decision over Kevin Natividad back in November of 2022. Yeah, I said that wrong. Fun facts is he's off of Tough 29, which actually he was the winner back in 2021. Yep. He's also coming off of Dana White Contender Series Season 1, which he lost back in 2017. He was also on on Tough 29. He was Team Volk. He has a brown belt in Jiu-Jitsu, and he's got a black belt in Taekwondo.
Okay, who you got?
Well, you said you were going with all Mexico people on this one, and you just went with the dude that's from USA.
Yeah, but originally he's from somewhere else, though.
Is he?
I remember that on the Contender Series.
Is it from Mexico?
I forgot. I want to say so, but don't quote me on that. It might be another South American country.
I'm going to go with Little Bigfoot on this one.
Yeah.
Just because he's the favorite, and also because you're going for Ricky Turcios. So let's make it a little bit of fun.
I just like Ricky from
a little bit of fun.
Ultimate Fighter, bro.
Okay.
Big fan. Okay. Moving on. In the lightweight division, we have Daniel Zellhuber.
Yeah, you said it right.
All right.
Somewhat.
Against Francisco Prado. Definitely going Prado.
Yeah, okay. All right. In the lightweight division of 155 pounds from Mexico, Daniel Zellhuber, Golden Boy, is 24 years old, stands at 6'1". His fighting style is freestyle, and he fights out of Extreme Couture. His record is 14 wins, 1 loss, 7 KOs, 3 submissions, and 5 first-round finishes. He's got 3 UFC fights, 2 wins, and 1 loss. Bet you can guess when his first loss was.
His 80th fight.
I know. Coming off of a winner submission. Anaconda choke, round number 2, back in September of 2023 to Christos Giagos.
Okay.
Fun facts is his coach gave him his nickname Golden Boy after his coach's favorite fighter in K1 fighting, Badir Hari.
Okay.
He's got a jiu-jitsu black belt, and he has a degree in physical therapy.
Wow.
From Argentina, Francisco Prado is 21 years old, stands at 5'10", and his fighting style is MMA. He's got 12 wins and 1 loss, 6 KOs, 6 submissions, and 9 first-round finishes. He's got 2 UFC fights, 1 win and 1 loss. Bet you can guess when his first loss was. He's coming off of a winner. TKO strikes round number 1 to Ottoman Azaitir back in July of 2023. Some fun facts. He's a jiu-jitsu purple belt. He's got Taekwondo black belt. And his previous job was he worked in the library.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Wow.
That was a random one. So I'm going with the dude from Mexico, Daniel Zellhuber on this one.
Interesting last name.
I know. Golden Boy. But
reminds me of Oscar De La Hoya.
Hey, because of the Golden Boy. That's kind of why I said what his nickname was, because I was like, wait, is he being after Golden Boy from?
Kind of looks like him a little bit, huh?
So you're going with Prado? You're going to Argentina?
Yeah, I'll go against you.
This is 2 in a row that you were saying you were going to go with Mexico, and now you're going with somebody else.
Yeah, well, you see, when you start reading the stats, kind of changes my mind a little bit.
It does a little bit. I know.
That's why you're so good at your job. Next, in the co-main event of the evening, we have Yair Rodriguez and Brian Ortega in the men's featherweight division.
Man, of 145 pounds from Mexico, the number 2 ranked featherweight in the world. Yair El Pantera Rodriguez is 30 years old, stands at 5'11", and his fighting style is freestyle. He's got 16 wins and 4 losses, 6 KOs, 4 submissions, and 5 first-round finishes. He's got 14 UFC fights, 10 wins, 3 losses, and 1 no contest. He's currently coming off of a loss. TKO strikes, round number 3 to Volkanovski for the featherweight strap back in July of 2023.
He got beat up.
He did. Couple honorable mentions for Yair. One of our favorite guys, Dan Hooker. Andre Touchy-Feely. BJ Penn, legend. Frankie Edgar. Korean Zombie.
Saw him in attendance, by the way.
Yes, he was there. The guy that's named, who the fuck is that guy? Jeremy Stevens. Blessed. Fought my guy Blessed. He fought your dude, T-City.
Yeah.
Josh Emmett. And Volkanovski. That's a list of people, bro. It's a big
long list. Long list.
Some fun facts about Yair is he is off of Tough Latin America. He was the winner decision back in November of 2014. He was from Team Velasquez. Must have been a good experience. His heroes in life are his parents. He's got a black belt in Taekwondo. And his previous job was he worked at a natural holistic store.
Wow.
Interesting. I know. From USA, the number 4 ranked featherweight, Brian T-City Ortega is 33 years old, stands at 5'8", and his fighting style is a striker.
Okay.
Why is his fighting style a striker when he's a jiu-jitsu guy?
He's a jiu-jitsu guy.
He's a striker on here. He's not a jiu-jitsu. He's not a, I don't get that one, especially when I'm about to say is some of his stats. He's got 15 wins, 3 losses, 3 KOs, and 7 submissions, 4 first-round finishes. He's got 11 UFC fights, 6 wins, 4 losses, and 1 no contest. He's currently coming off of a loss, TKO, round number 1, shoulder injury to Yair Rodriguez back in July of 2022. Okay, I've got a couple honorable mentions. Going back in the day, Diego Brandao. Yeah, Jesus. That's an old name, I know. Submission win. Clay Guida, KO, winner. Your favorite dude all of a sudden now, Money Moicano. Do you want to know how he beat Money Moicano? Submission. Winner. Another one. Yeah, I know. Money Moicano. Cub Swanson, submission winner. Frankie Edgar, KO winner. That's a lot of people. Max Holloway lost, TKO. Korean Zombie win. Volkanovski lost, and Yair Rodriguez loss. Fun facts: his heroes in life are his father. He also teaches jiu-jitsu at the Gracie Academy in Torrance, California, and he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Are you going with T-City? You going with
this one's tough, bro. This one is tough.
This one is tough.
Because the first fight didn't really give us a winner. Like, it was an injury.
Quickly,
the only thing that worries me for T-City is it's a long layoff to fight against a guy who's been fighting the who's who. So I'm not betting with my heart. I'm going with Yair.
Oh.
I'm going with Yair because it's been a while for my boy T-City, and they're throwing him to the wolves in this fight.
They are.
Now, would I be upset if it goes T-City's way? Absolutely fucking not, because I like him. So for this one, I'm not going with my heart. I'm going with Yair.
How does T-City have to win?
Take him to the fucking ground, choke his ass out.
Thank you. Okay. Do you think you can get him? Do you think you can get him to the ground?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
Okay, but you're still thinking that he's not going to?
I just think
because I'm on your page. I think Yair is going to win this fight.
Yair
I really
just does such a good job of controlling the distance with his kicks. He's just so unpredictable on the feet, and I just feel like he could catch T-City on anything like coming in, because remember, T-City has to make the fight close in order to take him down. You can't take him down if there's a whole big fucking distance in between the both of you.
And Yair's a black belt in Taekwondo, and he's very, very good at his kicks.
Not just kicks. You got to remember elbows, right? He's nasty with the elbows. Look what he did.
Up elbow to Korean Zombie in the last second of the fight.
And even if you don't give him credit for that, because you say, oh, it was last second, he just tried something, fine. But he works some really good stuff in tight positions. And I just feel for what T-City has to do to implement a game plan, it's risky. It's risky against a guy of Yair's capabilities.
Yeah, I can see him getting caught trying to shoot, trying to get on with a knee or some type of kick or something that's going to hurt T-City. And T-City's going to be like, you know what? I'm going to second guess going in on those. And I don't think he has good enough hands to be able to get in. And good example, Blessed had to stop during the fight and show him how to block a right hand going over to his head. Like, hey, bro, you got to put your hand here when I do this. So please do that. So that's why I'm questioning, wait, why are you a striker as your main thing, and you're a jiu-jitsu guy, bro?
Unless they changed it recently. Maybe
take
after
this
that
dude
fight.
to the ground, choke him out. Do not stand on your feet with Yair because you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, but it's going to be a good one. And this is good because they both have Mexican heritage. So it's going to be like, that's going to be a really, really good fight. It's going to be interesting to see where the crowd lines up, though. Who are they going to support? Are they going to go more Yair because, or are they going to go more T-City?
And I'm shocked that you're going Yair because this is the guy that's been this entire time T-City, 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 T-City.
Well, I'm trying to get my boy James some more money, so that's why.
Well, you can say that you're going for T-City, but say, you know what? Who's going to win this fight is Yair. For example, let me use Geoff Neal and Ian Garry because I knew Ian Garry was going to win, but I just know that Geoff Neal, I want Geoff Neal. I told you I'm going with my heart. I'm going with my heart. I'm not going with the guy that I knew was going to win. I'm going with my heart, and that's Geoff Neal.
Well, if the fans are okay with that, then I'll do that. Okay. How's that?
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
If I'm betting,
on Yair.
I go Yair.
But I want
T-City.
I want T-City to win.
T-City.
I want T-City to win too. I do.
T-City.
I'd rather have T-City win. But we know
T-City.
Yair's going to win this fight.
And then in the main event of the evening, we have Brandon Moreno against Brandon Royval in the men's flyweight division. You don't even have to ask. I'm going for Brandon Moreno. 100%. Represent TJ, my guy.
The UFC Fight Night. Moreno versus Royval 2. February 24th, 7 p.m. in the arena CDMX in Mexico. In the flyweight division of 125 pounds from Mexico. The number 1 ranked flyweight in the world, Brandon, the baby assassin Moreno, is the favorite in this fight at -250. He is 30 years old, stands at 5'7", and his fighting style is jiu-jitsu. His record is 21 wins, 7 losses, and 2 draws. He's got 5 KOs, 11 submissions, and 8 first-round finishes. Brandon does have 15 UFC fights, 9 wins, 4 losses, and 2 draws. He's coming off of a split decision loss to Alexandre Pantoja for the strap back in July of 2023. Couple honorable mentions for the baby assassin is he has fought Sergio Pettis. That was his first fight in the UFC, which was first loss in the UFC. He fought Kai Kara France twice, both winners. Alexandre Pantoja 3 different times. He is 0-3 against Alexandre Pantoja. Davison Figueiredo. He has 4 fights against Davison Figueiredo, 2 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw.
That was a fun little series.
Yeah, it was, though. It was. Some fun facts about the baby assassin. He's coming off of TUF 24, which he lost in the final submission, rear naked choke, round number 2 to Alexandre Pantoja on episode number 1, which he was on Team Benavides. Previous job, I love this one, dude. He was the first native Mexico to win the UFC title. That's a fun fact. Okay. And he's a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. And one of my favorite ones is his previous job was, this is such a Mexican thing, and I love it. He's making piñatas. I love that one. From USA, the number 3 ranked flyweight, Brandon Raw Dog Royval is the underdog in this fight at +205. He's 31 years old, stands at 5'9", and his fighting style is a brawler. He's got 15 wins, 7 losses, 4 KOs, 9 submissions, 10 first-round finishes. He's got 8 UFC fights, 5 wins, and 3 losses. He's coming off of a decision loss for the flyweight title to Alexandre Pantoja back in December of 2023.
Yeah, he got beat up
at UFC 296, and I was at that fight. So, yeah, I remember that one.
He got beat up.
He sure did. Some honorable mentions about Raw Dog is he's fought Tim Elliott. That was his first fight in the UFC. Kai Kara France, Brandon Moreno, Pantoja, Matt Schnell, and Matthias Nicolau. Yeah, he's been through a couple people. Some fun facts about Raw Dog. He's got a jiu-jitsu black belt, and his previous job was he was a youth service specialist.
Okay.
So he served the youth, so well done on that one. We are going with the baby assassin from TJ, Mexico, Brandon, the baby assassin Moreno.
Who was this supposed to originally be? It was supposed to be somebody else.
Does it show it right there? Go scroll down. Does it? No, it doesn't show it on that one?
No.
Let me check. I think I know who it was.
Because, I mean, Royval just fought. And I get that like he just fought. He just lost to Pantoja. Like, this fight excites me, but then I'm kind of like,
Brandon Moreno was supposed to fight Amir Albazi.
That's
who this was. And he got injured. So that's why he's not fighting him anymore.
Because that would have been a good one. That would have been good. That would have been scary.
We were kind of waiting on that one a little bit. Versus this Royval number 2.
It's all right though. It's all right. I mean, whoever wins, they get another shot at the champ, right? Pantoja. And I personally, I'd like to see Moreno take that.
Same here.
Take that again.
Same here because we just saw Royval fight.
Yeah, and Pantoja
also
fucking destroyed him.
and Pantoja beat him. So we'd rather see Moreno. But if Raw Dog has a good fight and pieces up Moreno, I mean, we can't deny that.
I mean,
right?
to be honest, the main event is the co-main. The main event is the co-main, man. Because that co-main, bro.
The Yair Rodriguez and T City, that's the fight to watch for on this card. That's the one.
Yeah, I can't wait to be drinking some Modelo's, watching that fight, baby. Can't wait.
We gonna be able to watch it this weekend together?
I got work. I do have work. Got work. So I'll be watching it on the way down and then when I get back.
Okay.
Yeah, man. But other than that, anything you want to mention?
No, I think we had a long one. I think this was over an hour today. Yeah.
Hey. Just a lot of information. But again, guys, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. We love you.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure to like, follow, subscribe. Any questions, hit us up. Our DMs are always open. With that being said, the MMA game is out.
See you in Mexico.
Dale!